Discover a new species lurking in the depths of the ocean.
Millions of small sea creatures.
Possible there is a new species of orca we don't know about.
Only around 5% of the ocean has been discovered and explored by humans.
These ornate fish are one of the ocean's most poisonous creatures.
There is so much inside that big sea that leaves us baffled even today.
The ribbon eel is a species of moray eel.
That's what we have brought you in this video, a fair share of underwater discoveries that will leave you in awe. So, let's dive in. Number 1. The giant fin whale. What this drone captured isn't an alien fish, but a whale that is suffering from a disease. Near the coast of Valencia, Spain, a 55-foot whale weighing nearly 4 tons was spotted swimming into the ocean. The biologists near the scene caught the fin whale struggling to swim and thought that it was stuck in a net. When they arrived at the scene, they found that the whale had a rare case of scoliosis, a deformed spine halfway down its body. The researchers wanted to put a tracker on the whale, but couldn't because of its massive size and deformation. Number 2. Secret of the Baltic Anomaly. A group of divers discovered something so mysterious that it looked out of this world.
They found a strange, quite large rounded object. Smooth edges, elements of ideal geometric shape, and right angles.
Divers drew the object like a flying saucer and showed it to the public. It was so intricate that it couldn't possibly have been a lie. The strange object was found to be over 10,000 years old. A lot of people started calling it technology from an ancient civilization. Some think that it was the result of the many Nazi experiments in the Baltic Sea, while others called it a product of extraterrestrial technology. But there were other scientists who started calling it fake. So the divers went on a second expedition with a sonar this time. They did manage to take a sonar picture, but here is where it became pretty bizarre. There was some mysterious electrical interference around the disk. The divers' equipment started to fail, and the compass went berserk. There was no hypothesis that could explain this. These oddities only made them more determined, and they brought a piece of the disk to the scientists. One scientist found that the stone's composition carried metals that weren't present in nature and were likely to be of meteorite origin. But just as they were close to finding out the secret, the government shut the operation, and the old divers were banned from going to that area after only 2 dives. If it really were just a strange piece of rock, why would the authorities make such a fuss over it? Number 3. The Mysterious Golden Orb. 10,000 feet deep off the coast of Alaska, there was a strange object found clinging to a rock and about 4 inches across.
I just hope when we poke it, something doesn't decide to come out.
It had a hole inside, as if something might have gone in or out of the weird blob. While it looks quite intact, when the sucker tried to pinch it out, it turned out to be fleshy in nature. The scientists are baffled by this eerie object. They don't think it is an egg, as it is unlike any other egg they have seen before. But even if it is an egg, it is quite huge. Plus, there is also the fact that there was only one of this strange-looking orb on the rocks. That's weird, because fishes usually lay eggs in clutches. Even after the scientists got the mysterious blob out of the ocean, they remained as clueless as ever. All they know is that it has a biological origin. Number 4. Truth behind the Yonaguni monument. The strangely symmetrical shapes and structures beneath the coastal waters of Yonaguni Island, Japan, have been keeping scientists on their toes for decades.
見つかった時にはね、身の毛がよだつってわかるかな？毛がね、身の毛がよだってもう大変でした。
In the year 1986, a Japanese diver went into the sea to explore the hammerhead sharks. But instead of the sharks, he came across a weird rock formation perched near the shallow waters. It resembled a pyramid, towering over 80 feet and spanning at a length of 300 feet. The whole structure was stretched at an area of over 5,000 square yards. There were multiple steps leading up to the top of this rock formation, and the shapes were weirdly symmetrical and clean. The sandstone used in the rock formation was found to be over 20 million years old, but nobody knows the origin of this pyramid-looking structure to this day. Some people say that it is a feat of nature, but there are other scientists who believe that it is man-made. They think that the ancient civilizations built it using their stone tools around 12,000 years ago. The only problem is that the shapes are so clean and well-defined that it leaves a big question mark. Were the ancient civilizations that advanced to build an intricate structure like this? Number 5. Strange figurehead on Gribshunden. The Gribshunden was a Danish warship that sank into the waters in the year 1495.
It's a sea monster. I think it's some kind of fantasy animal. A dragon, lion ears, and a crocodile.
The wreck of the ship brought many interesting finds, but none as shocking as the strange figurehead fixed atop the ship. It was finally taken out from the sea in 2016 and kept at a museum in Denmark. The figurehead has lion ears, a crocodile mouth, a dragon face, and an elongated body of a sea creature. The humongous thing weighs over 660 pounds, stretching up to 11 feet. No doubt it was perched up on a warship. Number 6. An underwater graveyard. Divers found something pretty creepy and extraordinary in the underwater caves of the Madagascar region.
One of the extraordinary things about these flooded caves is that they preserve lots and lots of species.
There were hundreds and thousands of skeletons tucked away in these caves of giant lemurs that have now become extinct. The strange thing was that the fossils were all intact. Normally, there is a broken bone here and a fragment there that puts the scientists in a contest of piecing the puzzles. But this discovery was unlike any other fossil find. There weren't only fossils of giant lemurs. There was a whole graveyard of skeletons of over a dozen species. They were of all kinds too. The elephant bird, the horned crocodile, and even the leaf-nosed bat that is still alive today. What's interesting is that these were all on the cave floor. Scientists suspect that there are many more hidden under the cave floor too. Many believe that all of these skeletons were washed away into the sinkhole. That remains the only plausible explanation as to why all these species were stuffed in the caves together. Number 7. Mystery of the Greenland shark. A group of researchers recently came across a Greenland shark that was 18 feet in length and weighed nearly a ton.
This is one such animal, the Greenland shark, named after the place where it was first seen.
But what was interesting was its age. Scientists believe that the shark that was found was nearly 512 years old, making it the oldest living vertebrate. But there's another thing that makes this discovery interesting. These Greenland sharks are usually found in the icy Arctic, but this one was found in the Caribbean Sea. What was it doing there? That remains a secret for now. Number 8. Trail on the ocean floor. About 8,000 feet deep into the ocean, scientists found something peculiar.
The total diameter, including the sediment, which looks to me like it's been dug from subsurface, is just under 10 centimeters or about 10 centimeters.
A set of holes on the seafloor just under or nearly 4 inches. The holes were quite deep and were perfectly spaced. The whole trail was almost perfectly straight, too true to be real. There are many theories about what these holes could mean, but nothing concrete. Some think that it might be a burrowing crustacean, but many think that these holes are made by a human. But the whole trail remains a big mystery, and nobody really knows how they popped up deep in the ocean. Number 9. Dumbo octopus. You've seen the Dumbo elephant, but did you know there's one deep inside the ocean? Thousands of feet deep into the ocean, there is a strange octopus that has fins. If that wasn't weird enough, these fins are on the top of its head, shaped like large ears. This is why it got the name of Dumbo octopus from the cartoon elephant. They use these ears to propel themselves upward and swim around, navigating through their arms. Another mysterious part of this octopus is its finger-like projections called shiri. They are located on each of the suckers on their arms. The scientists are not sure why these projections are there. They think that the octopus handles its prey using these shiri, but are not sure enough to call it a fact. Number 10. A squid and her eggs. This incredible footage is quite rare. It is only the second time that scientists recorded the brooding behavior of this genus of squid. Most female squids usually lay eggs on the ocean floor or release them in a gelatinous mass into the ocean where it drifts off and eventually gives birth to baby squids. They don't brood their eggs, and they usually die soon after laying the eggs. So seeing a squid holding a sheet of eggs was unlike anything else spotted by the scientists. Number 11. The shape-shifting whalefish. These fish have baffled scientists for decades. This strikingly beautiful fish can take up to 3 different forms in its lifetime. So what is this superpower? It isn't like the fish can change its form instantly. As an infant, it has a different body, and then as it grows up, the males may look quite different from females. This behavior is not unknown to the scientific community. The jellyfish has 2 different forms too, and it took a long time for the researchers to connect the dots. Number 12. Real-life SpongeBob and Patrick. Have you ever wondered if SpongeBob was a figment of a random guy's creative imagination, or actually a part of the sea? Well, here is your answer. It is very much real, but you won't be as glad to hear about the burdening truth behind this duo. The two are not best friends in real life. The reason why they are in close proximity is because the star is probably planning on eating the yellow sponge. Its species are known to devour sponges. Number 13. Barel fish's transparent head. This may seem like a scene from a movie, but it is very much real. This animal is called the Barel, and that transparent thing you see is its head. For years, scientists thought that this fish was blind, but their views changed once they saw the footage. Apparently, the transparent head is not the only fascinating thing about this fish. It can also rotate its eyes upward. It helps them lay in the dark quietly and grab at the prey lurking above in one quick motion. Number 14. Rare sight of Antarctic Sea. When you think of the Antarctic coast, there is a dark, gloomy atmosphere that dominates the mind.
We're diving under the sea ice in O'Brien Bay, south of Casey Research Station in eastern Antarctica.
But underneath the ice, there is a whole life that scientists had no clue existed. A sneak peek into this fairy tale of land consisted of a colorful atmosphere with tens of different species. From sea sponges, sea cucumbers, and sea spiders to worms, algae, and starfish, all of them looked strikingly fascinating under the surface. The thick ice protects this marine life from the harsher temperatures, allowing for a stable life tucked inside the sea. While it all looks alien, it is home to many dazzling species. Number 15. The giant squid. This footage is special because scientists were desperate for decades, trying to find a giant squid swimming live. Since it lives deep under the surface, it was always hard to find one and study it. Its leaping tentacles, bulging eyes, and massive body suggest that it could have been a potential candidate for the monstrous sea creatures of the past. While scientists have managed to get a bit closer to the giant squid, there remain a bunch of questions unanswered about this animal even today. Number 16. The coffin fish. This fish, found in the deep ocean, is pretty rare and quite fascinating.
Parasites on this one? Looks like it's got some sediment. Are those to the bottom?
Many people call this fish lazy because it barely swims. The fish has completely adapted to a seafloor animal. It has special fins that allow it to walk on the surface. That's not all. Not only can they walk on water, but they can hold their breath too. They have massive gill chambers that are inflatable. It can hold its breath for up to 4 minutes, using this insane tactic, allowing it to conserve energy. This behavior is not just rare, but it is the first ever to be discovered in a fish. Number 17. The Black Sea Creature. In the year 2019, a guy posted a video of a random bridge, but there was nothing normal about the footage.
Just 4 seconds into the video, we can see a black creature going in and out of the water, fighting the water's current.
You can spot a giant black creature, almost like an eel, trying hard to hold down its body among the monstrous waves. This black creature was seen going in and out of the water, fighting against the waves. As the video goes on, you find out that it is actually a living thing. When the flow gets tough, the creature curls up and the massive body goes inside the sea. It is almost as if it vanishes. What do you think the creature was? Number 18. Bizarre alien-looking creature. Around 3,700 feet into the Indian Ocean, the most bizarre-looking creature was found. The disc-shaped creature is floating along the flow of the sea and looks quite idle, but as it drops down to the ocean floor, the weird disc transitions into a small dot. That's not where the fascinating transformation ends. The dot then propels itself upwards, and what we see is a giant animal with its paper like fins floating backwards. What's even more interesting is its head with the disco lights that appear quite alien-like. Number 19. Life of the immortal jellyfish. Imagine transforming back into a baby. That's what this jellyfish can do, reverse its life cycle.
They were themselves reverting back into their juvenile form, completely reversing the aging process.
The immortal jellyfish got its name because it can almost escape death. When it experiences the stressful life of being an adult, is physically damaged, or maybe goes through extreme starvation, our buddy here reverses its age. Instead of dying, the jellyfish takes the easy route. It reabsorbs its tentacles, loses its ability to swim, and then falls onto the ocean floor like a small blob. It doesn't stay like that for a long time, though. Within 24 hours to 36 hours, the blob transforms into a new polyp that can generate a new jellyfish body, different to what it was before turning into a blob. Number 20, Christmas tree worm. And here comes the Christmas tree worm, folks, a true showstopper of the tropical oceans. Look at that crown, a miniature masterpiece of nature's artistry, complete with spiral plumes that evoke the image of tiny, delicate fins. It's like an underwater Christmas tree come to life. Check out that color palette, a dazzling display of red, orange, yellow, white, and pink, as if a rainbow exploded in a whirlwind of wonder. Number 21. Pyrosomes. Meet the pyrosomes, the ultimate underwater oddballs. They may look like something out of a sci-fiction movie, but don't worry, they're not here to invade Earth. They're harmless and gentle enough that you could even ride them. These curious creatures inhabit the warm, sunny waters near the surface of our oceans. But here is the amazing part. Pyrosomes aren't single creatures at all. They are colonies of hundreds of thousands of tiny zooids, all snuggled up together inside a giant jelly-like blanket. It's like a tiny underwater city in there. And get this, these zooids have a superpower. They can clone themselves. That means pyrosomes can theoretically live forever just by replacing old zooids with new ones. Number 22. Red lion fish. This red lionfish is a stunning but deadly beauty, lurking in the coral reefs of the Indo-Pacific waters.
Here's one here, look.
We are clearly doing very, very well. You can see this other one right up here.
Now invading the Caribbean Sea and the eastern coast of the US. Growing up to 18.5 inches in length, they're the largest lionfish species, with striking alternate stripes and vibrant color pairs like white-red, white-maroon, and white-brown. But beware, their venomous spines deliver a painful sting. Number 23. Crown of Thorns starfish. Behold the majestic crown of thorns starfish, a breathtakingly beautiful sea creature found in the Indo-Pacific waters near Australia.
Around 30 inches in diameter, an individual crown of thorns starfish.
Its striking appearance, with a disc-shaped body covered in numerous venomous spines, earns it its name. These spines, reaching lengths of 9.8 to 13.8 inches, serve a dual purpose: to capture prey and defend against predators. Number 24, deep sea jellyfish. With a massive 39-inch bell and 4 long oral arms stretching up to 236 inches, they're a sight to behold.
The deep sea jellyfish is among the largest jellyfish species in the world.
Their fine, thread-like tentacles set them apart from other jellyfish, and their unique propulsion system, where they expand and contract their bell to move through the water, is like a slow-motion dance. These carnivores feast on small fish, eggs, and even other jellyfish. Number 25, ribbon eel. The ribbon eel, also known as the lead-nosed moray eel,
The ribbon eel is a species of moray eel.
Is a fascinating creature with a distinctive appearance, recognizable by its expanded nostrils, wide-open jaw, and vibrant coloration, featuring bright blue with yellow dorsal fins in males, green with yellow dorsal fins in females, and black with yellow dorsal fins in juveniles. Number 26, flying fish. Meet the flying fish, originally known as Exocoetus volitans, but we will call them the aerial acrobats of the sea. They are ranked third among the most beautiful creatures in the world.
Their cover blown. Escape seems impossible.
And for good reason. They're like underwater superheroes. While they can't fly, sorry to burst your bubble, they can launch themselves out of the water with incredible force, gliding through the air like tiny, finned rockets. No wonder the Exocet missile was named after them. With broad neural arches acting like built-in wings, a strong cranial connection enabling powerful propulsion, and speeds of up to 35 miles per hour, they are the ocean's mini-missiles. Number 27, the giant manta ray. The manta ray is the largest species of ray in the whole world. Its wingspan alone can stretch up to 26 feet. That's larger than 5 average humans.
Swimming next to a manta ray is a real privilege for a diver.
But they are not far from humans. These animals are considered fairly intelligent, having the largest brain-to-size ratio. They are practically harmless. They neither have a sting nor a desire to attack humans. Instead, they are actually playful and curious. They can easily recognize themselves in a mirror and often show repetitive behavior as if they have learned a technique. But what's interesting is their feeding tactics. The giant manta ray swims in groups. Sometimes they form a line, and other times they form a loop, depending upon the need. Number 28, silky jelly. Meet the silky jelly, a speedy and sneaky ocean dweller. When danger comes knocking, they zip away using their turbocharged jet propulsion, leaving behind a trail of sticky tentacles to confuse predators. And the coolest part, they can regrow those tentacles like magic. We have spotted silky jellies with all sorts of tentacle lengths, proving they are pros at regeneration. They're also super speedy, among the fastest jellies in the sea. Number 29, vampire squid. Lastly, we have the vampire squid, the mysterious and mesmerizing deep-sea dweller.
Menacing-looking squid is just one of many species out of sight and out of mind that could be threatened by human activities far away from the part of the ocean in which they live.
This alien-like creature boasts an enormous blue eye, 8 long, slender arms, and a curly, thread-like sensory filament that detects even the faintest whispers of the ocean. But when startled, it unleashes its most astonishing trick, curling its web and arms around its body, turning itself inside out like a living, breathing umbrella. This bizarre transformation shields its vulnerable underside, leaving predators bewildered and baffled. That's all, folks. Stay tuned and thanks for watching.